Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today in this particular video, we will be solving a really interesting and a tricky SQL problem. These kind of problems mainly asked in those SQL interviews in which the interviewer is like willing to check your logic building capability. So make sure you watch the video till end to learn something new. And please subscribe to my channel if not already done yet, as I will be coming up with a lot more useful content. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So over here, let me just quickly explain you the problem statement, and then probably we will deep dive into the data set available. And then like I will be discussing the approach to solve this particular problem. So as we can see, basically we are having a data set for like of a movie theater, right? So over here, basically we are having two tables. One is like theater availability, in which like basically we are having seat number, and along with that, like we are having is available flag, right? So whether that seat is available or not, right? And in the second table, basically, we are having a theater seat map, right? So over here, as we can see, we are having a seat number, and we are having left seat to that particular seat number, and right seat to that particular seat number, right? So this is the seat map table, and this is the seat availability table we have, right? Now, what we have to basically solve as part of this particular problem, right? So over here, basically, we can see seats that are available for a upcoming screening and neighboring seats for each seat listed, right? So basically, we have to tell, or we have to basically showcase seats that are available for upcoming screening, right? And we are having like certain condition based on which like we have to basically order that, or like create that particular order, right? So basically we have to find all the pairs of seats, right, as I've mentioned, that are both adjacent and available, right? So there are two conditions which we have to keep in mind. Those seats need to be adjacent, right? And those seats need to be available as well, right? So which means like we have to use this table to check the availability, right? And in order to check like whether that seat is adjacent or not, we have to basically take a look at the seat map table, right? Now, as part of the output, we have to provide an output of distinct pairs of seats in two columns, right? So basically, we have to create two columns as part of the output, in which like we have to provide a distinct pair of seats, right? Which are both available and adjacent to each other, right? And along with that, basically, we have to keep that in mind. The seat with a lower number is always in the first column, right? So this is another additional condition we have to basically check while solving this particular problem, right? And the one with the higher needs to be the second one, right? So yeah, this as I've mentioned, like this problem is a tricky one, right? So make sure you watch the video till end. So as we can see, we are having these two tables. Let me just quickly explain you the like approach with the help of example, and then probably we will come back to solve this problem with SQL, right? So let me just quickly give you this particular example, which they have asked as part of the problem, right? So let's say like we can consider these two seats, which are like 12 and 14, right? And these two seats are adjacent to each other, right? So as we can see, basically we are having a seat number column in this table, right? We are having a seat number column in this table. So let's say seat number is 12, right? And like another seat number is 14, right? So as we can see over here, we are having a seat number 12, right? And we are having seat number 14, right? And over here, as we can see, 12 and 14 seats are adjacent to each other, right? Now, can I say this thing? Like as part of this particular problem, we have to keep this in mind. Like first column should contain lower seat number, second column should contain higher seat number, right? So I've created an example over here. So let's say like our first column is 12, right? Seat number 12, and second column is seat number 14, right? So like if I will create this particular use case, right? Where like 12 is less than 14, right? So my seat number one will be 12, right? And for seat number two, again, since 12 is less than 14, right? We have to check the same condition over here, right? If 12 is less than 14, which means like my seat number two will be 14 in that case, right? So in this particular case, my resulting pair will be 12 and 14, right? Now, let's say we will like reverse this particular order, right? It could be like vice versa as well, right? Because 12 and 14 are adjacent to each other, right? Let's say my seat number like one or like seat one is 14, right? And seat two is 12, right? So basically over here we are let's say if a particular like person is coming from right, then like 12 will be first and 14 will be second, right? Let's say if another person is coming from left, so 14 will be first, right? And 12 will be second, right? So either like ways could be the like scenario over here, right? So for that, what we are doing over here is um, I'm uh, I'm basically applying the same condition over here. So I'm checking like 14 is less than 12, which is false, right? So since it's four or like false, so my seat number one will be 12, right? And again, I'm checking the same condition. If 14 is less than 12, right, which is again false, then my seat number two will be 14, right? So in both of these cases or in both of these scenarios, my like resulting pair will be 12 and 14 only, right? So we have to basically implement this logic in SQL now, right? So let's see like how we will be going to implement this logic in SQL. Now, in order to basically create this logic in SQL, can I say this thing in order to implement these two like use cases, right? Or these two statements, I can use case one statement, right? Because and anyways, we have to create a new column over there, right? Column one and column two. So we can use case one statement to solve this particular problem, right? So let's quickly deep dive into the solutions of this particular problem. So over here, I can say uh, select, right? We can take theta heat map, right? Select from theta heat map, right? And I can use case when statement, right? So case when, right? Case when, basically over here, we have to take both of these numbers from the theta heat map table, right? Because both of these tables availability or like both of these tables theta heat map is available in the single like table, right? So over here, what I will do, I will basically take both of these seats from the single table only, right? So what I will do over here, let me just take this as table one, right? And I will do like perform a join on top of this. So I'm joining theta seat map once again, right? And I will give this as alias as T2, right? Now let's write a case one statement, right? So for that, what I'm doing is T1 dot seat number, right? Let's say if it is less than T2 dot seat number, right? So let's say if T1 dot seat number is less than T2 dot seat number, then what we have to do? So over here, as we can see, if T1 dot seat number is less than T2 dot seat number, then seat one will be 12, right? Which means over here, then T1 dot seat number, uh, seat number, right? Else T2 dot seat number, right? So what we are doing over here is we are taking like T1 dot seat number. We are basically checking it with T2 dot seat number, right? If T1 dot seat number is less, then we are taking T1 dot seat number. Otherwise, T2 dot seat number, right? And we will add this as seat one, right? Similarly, we will take the same case when statement over here, right? And over here, I am checking the same statement, like say same condition, right? But for this particular condition, we will give T2 dot seat number because we have to give the second seat or we have to allocate the second seat, right? So over here, I will change it, like let's say if both of these are like lesser, then my second seat will be T2 dot seat number, right? Else T1 dot seat number, right? And this I will basically provide as T2, right? Now, over here, again, we have to basically check one more, like perform one more check over here. I mean, like both of these seats needs to be distinct, right? As we can see in this particular problem, we have to basically provide only distinct pairs, right? So for that, I will use distinct keyword, right? And as we can see, we are having some null values as well. So just to get rid from that, we will basically filter it out. So where t1 dot seat right, because we are basically working on right table, right? So basically, or like right column. So T1 dot seat right, like seat right is not null, right? Now, on what column we have to basically perform the join, right? Since we are basically sorting it out just for right column or right seat, so I will basically implement this join on a right seat over here, right? So basically, what we have to do, where like we have to join like second table on T1 dot seat, just okay. So T1 dot seat right is equal to T2 dot seat number. So what we are doing over here is we are basically performing a join with this right seat with the seat number, right? So now let me just quickly run this and let's see like what will be the output. So over here, as we can see, yeah, so we can see like like seat one and seat two we have, right? Like basically over here we got the mapping of these two seats, right? Now like over here, what we have done, right? Basically over here, we have solved this just for right seat, just for this particular seat, right? Same thing we have to basically do for left seat as well, right? Because we have to basically fetch left seat over here as well, right? So for that, I will write the same query, right? I will write same query. The only thing is basically I will change this like join over here and I will perform this join on left, right? And similarly over here in the where clause, I will take seat like seat underscore left, right? And over here like seat number and all of these will remain same. So now let's run this as well and let's see like what will be the output. So over here, as we can see, like seat one and seat two we got based on the left seat or like left seat column, right? Now, can I say this thing basically? If I will join both of these, or like if I will combine both of these pairs or both of like results from both of these pairs, I will get a universe of like resultant pairs, right? So over here, let's compare what is the difference between these two. So as we can see, we are having 13, 14, 14, 15, 20, 21, 22. Both of these are same. 31, 32, 24, 25, 23, 24, 24, 25, 31, 32, 30. Skip any one of these, right? But just to be on a safer side, we can basically take both of these, right? Uh, yeah. So over here, let me just, okay. So over here, let me just create a union between these two. Union all, right? So basically what I'm doing over here is I'm taking both of these and I will basically do a union between these two. So let's run this once again. So over here, again we are having, yeah. So over here we are basically having like union of those two queries, right? Now what we have to do as part of this particular problem, we have to take only those seats which are available, right? So for that, I have to basically fetch like this particular data set based on the availability flag, right? So we can basically take that from the second table, which is like theater availability. But before that, let me just quickly give this as a CTE. So I can take CTE as adjacent pairs, right? And this will become my CTE, right? Now, what we have to do, we have to basically join this, or like we have to basically take all those seats which are like having a availability flag as one, right, from this particular table. So for that, I am writing another query. So basically, it will be select uh, seat number, or let's say we can take theater availability table. Okay, so select star from theater availability table. Let me just run this. Okay, so over here, as we can see, we are having seat number and is available flag, right? So for that, I will use seat number, right, from theater availability, right, where is available is equal to 1, right? So let's run this. So we are getting all those seat numbers which are available, right? Now, can I say this this thing like this will be my second CTE? So let me just give this as available seats, available seats. Okay, and this will be my second CTE. Okay. Now, what we have to do, we have to basically join these two CTEs with each other to get like information of all the resultant pairs along with like availability status, right? So for that, I will write the third query. So it will be select. Let's take it from what? From adjacent pairs, this particular CTE, right? On top of this, we have to basically join. So I'm joining it with available seats, right? On. Let's take this as AP as alias, and this could be AV. Okay. So on AP dot seat one, right, is equal to because in AP we are having seat one, right? So over here, basically we can join this on seat number availability. So from like available seats CTE, we can take AV dot seat number, right? Similarly, we have to perform this on this second like table as well, right? So basically for left or for like second seat also, right? We have to basically make sure like that should also be available, right? So again, same join I have to implement on second table as well, right? So for that, I think like let's give this as AV1 and let's give this as AV2, right? So let me just change this as AV1. Okay. So over here, we have to basically check implement this on seat 2 because for that also we have to check the availability. And over here, we have to basically perform AV2, right? We have to make sure like first column or like seat first should be lesser than second sheet, right? So for that, I will be taking AP dot seat 1 is always less than AP dot C2, right? And we have to let's order it up as well. So I'm ordering it up with respect to seat number. So let's copy it, paste it over here. Okay. And since we have to basically make distinct pairs, so I will use distinct as a keyword to get distinct pairs, right? So now select distinct bot seat 1 and seat 2. So I will use AP dot seat 1 and AP dot seat 2, right? Now let's run this and we can see like what will be the output. Yeah. So over here, as we can see, these are the two original tables. And along with that, we are having these like pairs of these seat numbers. So seat 1 is 14. And along with that, we are having seat 2 is 15. Let's check like we are having that availability over here. So along with 14, we are having a seat number 15, right? But that particular seat number, right seat number is null, right? So for that, we have to basically fill these gaps, right? Like beside 14, 15 is also available. And let's see, like basically we are having 15 as a availability or not. So we are having 15 as available, right? So over here, beside 15, we are having 13 as well, right? But as we can see, 13 is not available. And we have to check like all those seats which are available over here. Similarly, with respect to 21, we are having 22. Over here in the seat map, we are having 21 and 23. So over here, let's check beside 21 we are having 22 as a seat number, right? And which is available as well over here. Similarly, with respect to 22 we are having 23, and with respect to 32 we are having 33. So let's see like over here with respect to 32 we are having 33 as a available seat number. Over here, let's check with respect to 32 we are having 33 available, but with respect to 33 and 34 we are having 34 is not available over here, right? So that's why we are not getting that as part of the output, right? So yeah guys, I hope you got like this particular solution of the problem, right? Let me just quickly explain you like this problem or this solution once again, and then probably you can try it by your own. So over here what we are doing is, first of all, we are implementing this check. The condition which is like seat number 1 is needs to be like lesser than seat number 2, right? and we are basically like implementing a case one statement over here, right? And this is something we are doing just for right seat, right? Same thing we are doing for left seat as well over here, right? Then in the second CTE, what I'm doing, I'm basically checking the availability, right? So basically, oh, like I am fetching only those seats which are just available, right? And in the third CTE, which is the final CTE, what I'm doing is I'm basically merging these like this particular CTE with the original CTE, because we have to check the availability flag, right? So for that, first of all, I'm joining this on seat number one, just to check the like availability flag of that, and then on seat number two, just to check the availability flag of that as well, right? And in the last where condition, I'm implementing that check whether like seat one is lesser than seat two, because this is something which had been asked as part of the output, right? And then we are ordering it down, right? So yeah, guys, that's all from my side. I hope you got to learn something new from this particular problem. Let me know in the comment section if you know any other possible solution for this. Thank you one and all. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.